pretty sure. Can someone confirm that real quick?
For
I'm
me, it
checking.
just
Let
says
me
live stream is
refresh.
starting soon.
Let me refresh.
Oh, and now it's live.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Twitch?
I don't know.
I'm assuming. Assassin, you know what, dude? Honestly.
Twitch is live.
I hear the reverb going on. All right, well, people gotta bear with me this week. I'm pretty sick, so if I don't catch myself coughing, I'm really sorry. But nonetheless, welcome everyone to 4GwQPodcast podcast, episode 99. We're almost at episode 100, people. It's August 4th, 2016. I'm the producer of the show, Inferno 217. We have a special guest this week joining us again. Hasn't been with us in probably a few months at this point. We've got Xbot448, the leader of the next podcast. What's going on, bud?
What's going on, people?
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
the Xbot 448. Yo, Inferno, I have been hyped all day to join you guys. Yo, I can't wait to talk about this. When it comes to the next podcast, man, that's definitely like our group podcast. I don't want to like kind of put myself ahead or anything like that. We have a great panel on that.
Absolutely, yeah. And you guys have what, like 12 episodes now at this point? You started like what, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that?
Well, yeah, something like that. I mean, we're going on episode 12. The 12th episode this Saturday is actually going to be, I think it's going to be the best one yet. I got a bunch of surprises for people this Saturday. It's going to be awesome, man.
Awesome. And you guys can find that podcast on YouTube, on Xbot's YouTube channel, which is just Xbot448, correct?
Yes, I try to keep it simple everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, my gamer tag, it's all Xbot448, man.
Awesome.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, right?
Now for the rest of this fantastic panel, making his 99th straight appearance on this show, one of our regular hosts, ZPCI Assassin. What's up, bud?
Hold on.
Assassin, where's your intro?
Somewhere.
Wow. we agreed on you having an intro this week.
Oh, no.
No.
Wow.
I'm just gonna have to watch my YouTube videos for that.
You
Wow.
just broke my heart, Assassin.
Self-promo.
I hope you know that, man.
And we also have Zebra Fries, aka Zebra Fries, aka Taylor. What's up, Taylor?
Hello.
And she's going to be streaming on her personal Twitch channel, which you can find cycling underneath her box there, her webcam. So you're going to be streaming after this, right?
Yeah. Around 6 o'clock. I gotta set everything up.
6 o'clock PST for all those people that aren't on the West Coast. And last but not least, Italian Clowns making his triumphant return to the internet. What's up, bud?
What's going on? It's the clowns, not the Xbot 448. What's up, everybody?
Yo,
Wow.
that was awesome, man. Yo, you didn't do it like crap. What was it, like 488, 427, 436? So, yo, good job, dude.
Yeah, I've been bad with names sometime on the podcast. I can't remember whose it was, but I blatantly mispronounced it. Oh, it might have been GKB actually.
Yeah, you called him KGB.
KGB. yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, so I feel the pain. I know sometimes you're under the pressure. You got to get
He was
those
probably
numbers
honored,
correct.
though.
I got you. It's cool. With crap, I tried to say, like, dude, you're going to make me change my name now. If you say it one more time, I have to change it to 488.
Nice. And we'd like to welcome everyone, as usual, who's in the YouTube and the Twitch. Oh, for some reason I'm getting a bad connection. Oh, there we go. Is it starting on YouTube? Is anyone watching on YouTube right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I am.
stuttering for me, but I
didn't see
thought it
any
was just
stutter.
me.
Okay, let me disconnect from my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Anyway, we're back. It's fully green now. So yeah, people on YouTube, speaking of you guys, YouTube and Twitch, thank you guys for coming and watching the show every week as you guys do. To reward everyone that has been a big supporter of our show, we are here to announce our big giveaway that we're going to be having for our 100th episode, which will probably not be next week. It's probably going to be the week after since I'm out of town for the majority of next week. But we have done 100 episodes as of next couple weeks, so probably, what's this, the 14th? So what, August like 18th or something like that, will be the 100th episode. And we started back in 2014. It's now 2016, so we've come a long way. And we thank everyone for being with us along that ride. And we're going to be giving away a $100 gift card on the platform of your choice. So Xbox, PS4, or Steam. Whoever,
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast money. You want that Dreamcast money? You get that Dreamcast money. I mean, I suppose if you want friggin' virtual console money for your Wii U or your 3DS, you can get that too. I didn't include that, but if you want that, you know, please let us know. We'll be doing a giveaway via Gleam, so look out for that on our Twitter, which is twitter.com/4GwQPodcast. I'm sure we'll all be, all these people here will be promoting it as well. So look out for that. We'll get that started probably the next couple days, go for a couple weeks, and one lucky winner will get $100. So,
Ooh.
right?
Can I qualify for this, man? I can go in.
Yeah, no, you're in. Yeah, you're
oh
in.
man, I'll be there. Definitely.
So yeah,
Wish
no,
I could qualify for that.
no, Taylor doesn't qualify, unfortunately.
Oh,
Do my
Taylor,
dogs
for real?
count?
Your dogs don't count, but Reezy
Oh.
counts. So if Reezy wants to get in, he counts. Taylor.
Taylor, just get one like
Just
one
like
of your
me, most of
cousins or something like that, and work out a deal. That's all you got to do.
There you go. Exactly. Get people to join for you. So yeah, so guys, look out for that giveaway on our Twitter specifically. That's probably where we're going to advertise it the most. But yeah, check it out. All right, so yeah, we've got Xbot on as a guest. We haven't had him on in a long time, so I want to just give him a second to kind of like give us the wrap up of what he's been doing since last time he was on our show, probably like 3 months ago. I know we just talked about him starting the podcast. I want him to get into that a little bit now that he feels the pain of doing a podcast through OBS. But
It's pain, but it's pleasure, man. Dude, I have so much fun doing that.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. This is a rush. Like every week, it's a lot of work, but it's it's a rush every week to get all this stuff organized. And I assume that with what you've been doing with your backgrounds and featuring gameplay from everybody on the panel and having people vote and stuff, you've brought a new spin to that I can really appreciate, and that I enjoy every week when you guys do it. So tell us about that. Like, tell us how you decided to come up, to feature gameplay video pretty much the entire episode.
I was gonna try to do it through just like regular YouTube and like sharing somehow through the Hangout, and I really couldn't get it done. And thanks to you, Inferno, you helped me out with trying to get everything situated, and I really, really appreciate that. But I wanted to show that we do play like games weekly. Like we're in there, we're playing games and stuff like that. The kind of like the voting is something that brings the community in a little bit more, and it's kind of like a fun challenge behind the scenes at Next Podcast. Like me and well, let me say who the panel is. Of course, it's me, O Snap Suckers, K Mega 405. Show that respect and kiss the ring. It's the Don. We have Fooskies, we have Newark NJ, and then when Windy City can join us, he's kind of like that workaholic member as well. And it's kind of like, it's fun to have that little challenge behind the scenes of like, we go back and forth like, oh, I'm going to win gameplay this time. Or, me and Mega say it a lot, but there's Fooskies. We all have like that little challenge, and it's really cool. But, and then we have our own website, thenextpodcast.com. And that's actually, we moved the voting from Twitter to that because I was having to do 2 different polls, and O Snaps was like, this isn't fair. I was like, well, I work out the numbers and the percentages and stuff like that. She's like, well, you won like 4 weeks in a row. I was like, oh man. So we moved that to the website. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. Not only that, like I said, the one coming up this Saturday, I'm really, really excited for. And we just keep going from there, keep evolving, keep doing better,
Absolutely, and you're starting to, work and get some, legit guests on the show, and that's just the beginning, man. Reaching out to these people in the community, and people beyond the community even, and getting them on the show. And you guys have been doing a great job, and it's definitely one I check out every week. I don't watch every single show, but that one I really enjoy. So keep up the good work, man. Seriously.
I definitely appreciate it. Dude, you should see the list of people I want on the show. It's like, dude, it's like a papyrus scroll, and it's like huge, goes out from my apartment probably out into the street of like the people I do want to get in contact with and get on the show. So yeah, it's really fun, man. I'm having a blast doing it.
So other than the next podcast, I have noticed that you've been playing a lot of Halo as usual. One of the biggest,
You notice
Halo,
that?
Halo fans on planet Earth. So last time we had you on, I don't think we had even had the Warzone firefight beta that happened in April. I don't think it was even
I think
that
so.
late. So it might have been even before that. So tell us, obviously what's new in Halo that you really enjoy since you're the biggest fan on Earth, and what you think of the new mode and if it's bringing people back to the game.
Oh well, there's proof. There's proof that people are going back to the game. Halo 5 really caught me. I've been a Halo fan ever since the first one, but Halo 5 I've probably put the most hours per like the amount of time that it's been out. I probably put the most hours into Halo 5. I have absolutely every helmet, every armor, every weapon, every vehicle that you could get through the rec packs.
And hence the greatest fan of all time.
Dude, I'm not the only one, man. I can't take all the credit. You know what I'm
How
saying?
many hours do you have in Halo 5? Because I know you know.
It's got to be, well, no, I haven't checked it in a while. It's got to
Yeah.
around like 1,400 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Breezy still might give you a run for your money.
Really?
Well,
When that thing came out, he played it nonstop. He took 3 days off of work to play.
Game is awesome. It's like
that sounds like somebody that should be my best friend.
There you go, Adam. Yeah, he should have had you up on Xbox. You guys can play together.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, it really is the best FPS on Xbox. Like, I know a lot of people aren't into the whole Halo lore and fantasy land that is, futuristic weapons and armors and vehicles and all this that is Halo, and that's what a lot of people complain about. But at the same time, like, you got to appreciate how they're getting out the DLC for free, and it's just keeps coming and coming and coming with new game modes. Like we just talked about Warzone Firefight and Infection and all these game modes that are coming out, all these different rec items that weren't even thought of that they've just come up with during the whole, cycle of Halo 5 and stuff. So, I mean, people have got to appreciate that, whether or not you're a fan of, fantasy shooters or not.
I think the biggest thing with Halo is the range of the multiplayer of Halo 5 is the range of the multiplayer. If you're really, really hardcore, you play Breakout, and it's a really team-based hardcore mode. Of course, they have that traditional kind of like Arena Slayer, Team Slayer aspect where they brought it back from like the first 3 Halos. It's kind of like controlling the map type thing. No ordinances or anything like that. If you want to go in on the more casual side, you have like the Warzone, which is basically PvE. You're going against everything. You have the player opponents, you have AI. Everything's just going absolutely insane. They have that Warzone Assault, which kind of you take it one base at a time, a little more linear in the focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then Firefight just put it way over the top. Like to be able to go in co-op and just have so many AI that you have to take care of. Bosses can be ridiculously hard at times. Especially, I noticed level 3. Out of all the levels in Firefight, if you get through level 3, you're almost guaranteed to win.
Mm-hmm.
Level 3 seems to be the hardest level.
Interesting. Out of 5, so for people that don't know.
Yeah, well, level 3, what happens is they give you kind of like there's a chance to get a crazy boss like the grunt mech or something like that, and you don't necessarily have the Rex to pull out those big guns.
Mm-hmm.
And you really have to kind of go in with a strategy with the people that you're with. Otherwise, it's 3 and out pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much easier and more fun even. I mean, it's not just because it's easier, it's because you're collaborating with people that when you get a group of people going, even 4, it doesn't have to be the whole team. I've played with even 3, people going in, if they can collaborate, cover your bases and stuff. It's really a lot of fun. It's really one of the best multiplayer co-op games I've ever played. The Warzone Firefight mode, no joke. So, and to think that that's a free DLC that they kind of added on the thing, and it wasn't a game in and of itself, with the depth that with all the rec packs and all the different levels and and bosses that you can fight against and stuff. And yeah, I'm just really impressed with it. And you are the biggest fan of Halo that I know, and I'm not even close to your level of expertise or experience in the game. But at the same time, like I feel like I can get in a game with you and not necessarily hold my own completely because I know you're always at the top of the list. But we can always do things to work off each other when we play. And when we've played the firefight stuff with you and your wife and a few other members of the community, it's always been an awesome time. And there isn't like, especially with the Warzone firefight, there isn't like that skill. There isn't like that separation of skill that like makes it so much worse for the people who suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you, but I don't know. Whenever I go in and play, like I remember that video games are in fact games. I am competitive to a certain aspect, but when it comes down to it, I like having fun with the people I'm with. That's my number one thing. So even if we're losing, like as long as we're having fun, I don't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean that's the main thing to me. If you're not having fun, I know there's a lot of I guess I'll call them ragers out there that like as soon as something doesn't go their way, they start flipping out, like throwing controllers and stuff like that. I try not to deal with that aspect so much.
Hmm.
So we try to keep like the parties going, having a good time, joking around and stuff like that. Even in arena, like I'll call out things and stuff like that, but in the end, it's still kind of like you're there to have fun.
Right, right. So the rest of the people here, Assassin, Taylor, Clowns, what do you guys think of Halo 5 at this point in time? Like it's now, you know, kind of almost a year since it's launched, and it's still really popular, and they're even giving it away now with the Xbox One S 500 gigabyte model. So they're really standing behind it. And what do you guys think? It's just as good or better, or you guys don't like it still, or what are your opinions on it?
The game's a lot of fun. I played a few times with Xbot on that Warzone, and a few times in Arena, and Assassinated a few times. Just felt like I had to
Yo,
plug that
Assassin's
in.
got some skill, man. Don't let him like don't sleep this guy. Yo, he can play Halo.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, I've been killed by assassin before, but he's always teabagged me. So
Well,
almost
that's a standard. Yo, you gotta
Yep.
teabag. Like
Yep.
no joke. I am all for that. Rule number one: teabagging is a must.
Oh
nice.
yeah.
So assassin's a fan. What about clowns or Taylor?
Yeah, playing with Xbot on Firefight, we had a blast, dude. Like it's always fun because whether you're with Xbot or Tom, the Pope of making consoles, the parties are huge and things are going down. So it's a great time.
Taylor, I know your other half is a big fan of Halo, like you said, but what about yourself?
I like the games. I don't ever play multiplayer because I'm terrible at first-person shooters.
Mhm.
So I'll play for the main campaign, but I refuse to play multiplayer because I'm so horrible at them. Um, but just watching Reezy play, even it's fun to watch him play. Like it gets intense sometimes, and I like try and hide it, just so he's not like, "See, you love it too." And I was just like, "Shh, just play your game."
Yeah, it took a while, but I got Snaps into Halo as well. She was she was kind of big into the Call of Duty thing, and with Spartans having like shields and stuff like that, it's a little harder taking somebody down in Halo compared to like Call of Duty or whatever. And it took a little while, but I gotta say, I think it was the Master Chief Collection and playing like the Halo 4 maps. That's what started getting Snaps really into the Halo multiplayer. And then Halo 5, just it's done. She's a Halo fan now and
Absolutely.
moving forward.
So Xbot, they're offering this game with the Xbox One S 500 gigabyte model that comes out on August 23rd for essentially a free pack-in along with MCC. A lot of people are saying that that's a bad move, that it shows that they're desperate for players in Halo 5, but we know better than that, don't we?
Oh yeah, we definitely do. I mean, active players are pretty much equal to what was going on with Halo 3. Halo 3 was an absolute phenomenon when it came out. Like there was people waiting in lines at like I think it was at that time it was Electronics Boutique around my house. We
Mhm.
we did have GameStop as well, but they didn't merge them all together yet. I was a big Elbow person. I'd like to go into Elbow.
Nice.
But like it was a huge thing. Everybody was playing Halo 3, and to see that active player base be equal to that, even greater in some instances, depending on the hours and stuff like that. It just shows that 343 really got the Halo community back. I know a lot of Halo fans were kind of worried when Bungie left, and Halo 4 had a great story, had the most, I gotta say, the most emotional story I've seen out of any of the Halos,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
But it was that multiplayer when they tried to kind of cater to, I guess gamers that play different first-person shooters, and they had the ordnance drops and stuff like that. A
Mhm.
lot of people complained about it, and 343 kind of doubled down on the multiplayer with Halo 5.
Mhm.
So I'm actually looking forward to Halo 6. I want to see them take that story from Halo 4, the multiplayer from Halo 5, and then in the next Halo just really flesh everything out. It would be absolute bananas.
Yeah, and like people who bitch about the campaign on Halo 5, like I really enjoy the campaign myself, but people who bitch about the fact that, it wasn't very substant, like there wasn't a lot of substance. I don't know where I was going with that, but there wasn't a lot of substance. Uh, you know, it's the start of a new storyline essentially.
Well,
Exactly.
those people are fucking idiots, man. Like, I was really excited about Cortana being bad. Like, Cortana turned, and she's gonna destroy like civilization. I'm
Oh,
excited about that.
should there be a disclaimer on here right now if you didn't,
Oh,
for
sorry.
some reason,
Yep.
beat the
Wow.
I just got
Okay,
too
the game's
excited
a year
there.
old.
I got very excited. Sorry,
The
guys.
game's
it's
the
all
game's
good.
almost a year old. The
Yeah,
spoilers are no longer a thing.
Well,
yeah.
you got that bundle coming out, so anybody that was on the 360 that really didn't get into the one yet, uh, that bundle is really good. I think that's a bridge into what's coming next year for Halo. By the
Mhm.
way,
Next
um,
year, huh?
yeah,
Huh?
I'm one of the few people that believe what's going to happen next year when the Scorpio comes out. One of the games that's going to come out around that time will be the Halo 3 anniversary.
Anniversary, yeah. Yeah,
All
good
right.
point. Yeah.
They got to close that door on those anniversaries. So those three games, like Halo 1, 2, and 3, were one story. All right. And even though they did the Master Chief Collection, they didn't really give Halo 3 its anniversary. Can
Mhm.
you imagine the anniversary around the same time as new hardware?
Oh, it's
That
gonna look amazing.
Yep.
it's going to be
Sure.
insane. And not only that, you got to remember the Halo community. Halo 3 is loved by so many Halo fans.
Oh
Me
yeah, my
personally,
favorite.
see, it's your favorite. It's not really mine. But I was Halo 2 before Halo 5 came out. I thought Halo 2 really struck that chord like perfectly between story, multiplayer, bringing in the dual wielding.
Yeah.
Halo 3 to me, and I know every time I say this, I know I'm gonna catch it from somebody, but it felt slower. It felt like the armor was heavier on you in multiplayer compared to Halo 2.
Oh, he's getting deep right now, talking about the heaviness of the armor in a
Yeah,
video
it
game.
just felt clunky. Like it felt like you weren't a super soldier in that armor. It felt like the armor was the super thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean.
And so like to see what they did with Halo 5 and kind of brought that back, quickened the pace. You have all those different abilities. Moving forward to Halo 6, I'm really looking forward to that. But I strongly believe there's going to be a Halo 3 anniversary in between that.
Hmm. Hmm. So before we get off like this Halo 5 topic, if you will, we've already spent like 25 minutes on it almost, but um, real quick, Xbot, since you are the official here of Halo activities, do you think that Halo 5 is going to get a single player DLC before it's done and over with?
No, no, I don't think so. The setup for the story was awesome. How it ended, I don't see anything kind of tacked on to that. I know Halo 4 they did the Spartan Ops things where they
Mhm.
went into like that new core of Spartans that were coming up, and they went into kind of like that story. Uh, I would see them do a kind of like a spin-off at some point in time in Halo, kind of dealing with those Spartans as well.
Mhm.
But in terms of like a story add-on, I don't see it coming. I think they're gonna hit that nostalgia next year. You got Halo Wars 2 coming this year for RTS fans. You have that nostalgic Halo 3, when they do announce it and it does come out, I'm basically guaranteeing this. Halo fans are going to go absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the year after that, Halo 6. Bam. Like,
And I just want to say real quick, shout out to Jamie Moran who's watching the show right now, and listening to Xbot, and he was just saying on round 3 there's a way to cheese it. Jamie Moran's a good guy. Everybody should go follow him. Always watching for guys, TXR stuff, Console Corner, and Crossfire. Really good dude. Go follow him.
oh yeah, definitely. Like I know when I'm on Crossfire, like I have my phone right next to me. Twitter is already on my screen, and I'm just watching everything that Jamie is saying. He's going right with us in the show. He's an unbelievable guy.
Nice. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I love his sarcastic tweets with the gifs, like every 2 seconds. I love it.
Hit after hit after hit.
That's right. That's right. So other people on the panel, you guys think there's going to be a single player DLC to Halo, or is it just going to be a multiplayer from now on?
Multiplayer.
Just multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. But one can hope.
Yeah.
It's fine though. I mean, once you beat the single player, like I feel like a lot of people don't even want to go back to it, to be honest. So I think the multiplayer is where it's at with this one. And
Well, with the score attack that they have now, I find myself going back into story a lot more.
really,
Because yeah, I love having those medals pop up when I'm playing in the campaign. You get the double kill, triple kill, overkill. Like I love having that. I love seeing the scores and stuff like that.
yeah.
So that does bring me back into story.
Hmm.
Plus they have achievements for the score attack as well. So they have solo achievements. They have achievements to do it co-op. So there is reason to go back into the story. The story wasn't bad. I know we got to get off of this. The story wasn't bad. Like you said, Inferno, it was setting up for the future.
Mhm.
All right. Halo 6 is going to like explode. Like you're going to like buy the game. It's going to explode in your hand. That's how crazy I'm predicting Halo 6
Wow.
to be.
Crazy hype for this thing.
Oh yeah.
Assassin, were you going to say something? You look like you were going to say something.
No.
Oh, you're just pensive? Okay, bud.
Yeah.
No problem.
He was going to do his intro.
He comes forward to his microphone. He's like,
No.
you know, it's just like mouth open. I'm like, all right, you gonna say something?
Nope.
No.
Guess not. All right, no more Halo. We're done with Halo. 27 minutes in. But yeah, if you guys want to play Halo, you want to see some good gameplay of Halo, definitely hit up Xbox 448 on Xbox and watch his clips that he records, and
Oh goodness.
definitely hit him up, and he'll, I feel like you're a really approachable guy, Xbox, so you'll definitely want to play with new people, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I do my best. I have one person I'm trying to deal with in terms of getting into a party and recognizing other people's personalities.
Mhm.
So sometimes I have my parties closed, but it's not because of anybody. Like I'm trying to let him know that he needs to do this. But
Right.
other than that, I love keeping an open party. I love having people come in, say hi. Like if they see a game I'm playing, no doubt, jump in, let's play. I'm all about that.
Nice. For people that just trickled in during that conversation, I do want to shout out one more time that we are giving away a $100 gift card for platform of choice, and you can add on, the Wii U Virtual Console, store, if you will. I can't even remember the name of it, to be honest with you. But you can add that on as well. Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. We're giving that away on our 100th episode, which will be probably in a couple weeks. But we'll announce all the details for how to get in on that giveaway on our Twitter. And I'm sure everyone here will be kind of retweeting it. So look out for that. All right, Assassin, you get the call on what to do next, buddy. Do we want to do Batman Telltale, or do we want to do Xbox One S?
Let's do Xbox.
Alrighty.
You just scored points with me, Assassin.
Well, I feel like everyone was talking about it already. So let's get that
Gotcha.
stuff out of the way.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, the Xbox One S is out. Anyone notice? Did you guys notice that thing is out? Or
What is that thing?
it's
The
a new-
I've never
PS4
heard
Neo? Yeah, I heard of that.
So yeah, Xbox One S, the 2 terabyte model came out on the 2nd, and I found that a lot of people that said that weren't gonna buy it are actually interested in this thing.
Oh, there's a lot of people changed their mind, man.
Yeah, they see the good reviews, they see how sexy it is, how small it is. I saw that picture on Twitter, the comparison right next to the PS4, which I already thought was tiny. That thing fit in my backpack, no problem, and now the Xbox One S is even smaller than that. It's crazy how small the thing is.
Right. The question is, if you turn it on, will it like act like it's a rocket ship and lifting off like the PS4?
Do any of you, I gotta ask you guys, do any of you guys have the 1S in your house? Anybody?
Nope.
Unfortunately,
You're the
no.
only one guy.
Oh man, I get the expertise on this. I will let you know this sucker is incredibly quiet. Not only that, like the button change, I like the sensor, but they changed the power button to an
Yeah,
actual
physical
button
button, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh God!
my
So
my
now,
son
like,
loves
you
that.
don't raise it and it turns off on you.
And my cat hits the button.
Well, that won't happen anymore, man.
Nice, nice. So yeah, here's a review from Tech Radar, but a lot of the reviewers have said kind of the same sentiment. Xbox One S sets a new high point in console development. So it's people are really impressed with the fact that they were able to put all this in such a small box, keep it so quiet, get rid of that power brick, and at the same time put in 4K output, put in 4K Blu-ray support, put in HDR. Um, people are really excited about this thing, and for good reason. So people are really really impressed with it. Um, so from the reviews that you guys have read, what do you guys think? Are you guys impressed with it even more now after reading some of the stuff? And have you changed your minds on whether or not you're gonna get it?
I'm not. I mean, it's to be expected how it worked, or the reviews. But the thing I'm surprised is the Spartan that's in the box.
Yes, you
I
go,
was
Assassin.
surprised some that they added that.
It's just those little details, just those little secrets.
I wonder if someone opened their box just to see that.
Well, there's companies that do, they open up the box to see what's inside, and they do videos and they speculate this and they speculate that. So there's people out there opening this thing up, like cracking it open like a tuna can. Um, but the funny thing with the Master Chief thing is a lot of people like going through with the launch of Halo 5, even to this day, say Halo is dead. So you can kind of see the backing from Microsoft. If they're going to laser etch the Master Chief into one of their new consoles, it's not going anywhere.
Well, it's like
Well,
it's like what's his name? It's like Phil Spencer said earlier today on Twitter. If anyone caught it, they had to put it in there because of the respect they have for him. Because if it weren't for Master Chief, then Halo might have just. I mean, Xbox in general as a brand might have died right out of the gate.
you got to remember on the OG Xbox, Halo 1 and 2 were like super popular.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that was it. Like that's exactly like what I was trying to say here with Phil Spencer. Like they even to this day realize that Xbox may not have been a brand for Microsoft as a whole if it weren't for Master Chief. Like, can you imagine if the Xbox released and there was no Halo in the release lineup they had back then?
We wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for
Yep.
Halo. I am very happy that Inferno, you recognize that, because
Oh, yeah.
it was very experimental with the first Xbox. Like they got the go ahead and everything, but Halo is what like caught that grip.
Mhm,
You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? And really pushed forward for even like the 360 and stuff like that going beyond.
Definitely. So, anyone else on the Xbox One S? You guys want to get one now even more? Or I know, Assassin, you were a big naysayer. You released your own YouTube video about it, and even on
Yeah.
launch day, you actually reshared your video. I noticed
Yeah, I
about
did.
why you don't want to get it. So,
Can't blame him, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's what Assassin's got some great points, and it's not negative. It's just great points.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get those views and subs.
So Assassin, have you changed your mind, or are you still on that side of the fence?
See, I want one, but I mean, it's like everyone wants the latest and greatest thing, so that's why I want it. But I'm not gonna go buy it. Hopefully, I win one. But
Hey guys, do you want to know? Do you want to know something real freaky about the S?
Absolutely.
Yo, this thing is so packed with hardware. Like when me and my son, we opened it up and everything. He let me hold it. This sucker is heavy. I swear it's heavier than the X1 that we all have right now. And it
Wow.
just feels like it is just jam packed with stuff. Like you would think you could go pick it up. Like it'll kind of surprise you the first time you go to try to pick it up. It's like really solid, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of space inside the machine. And
yeah, like the old Xbox was, and then we're like, why is it a VHS model? Why is it so big, so clunky? It feels like the whole right side of it is empty, but
yeah, this thing is
Well,
just jam packed, dude.
I imagine the power brick internally adds like 30% more weight.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
That's
But
what
I
Achievement
was
Hunter
just.
said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What did you say, Taylor?
Because Achievement Hunter did an unboxing video, and when Ryan picked it up, he's like, it feels like they just took the Xbox and just shrunk it. Kept
Well,
all the weight, just made it small.
I'm all right with that. Like, you know,
So am I.
right? So, I mean, Taylor, I know you were with me out of the four of us. You were kind of with me on the wanting to get it side. So, even though you're hearing that it's heavier and all this stuff, you're still wanting to get one.
I don't care. I'm not gonna be transporting it back and forth. That one will just stay at Reezy's house.
There you go.
It's
See,
easy for me.
and the only thing that makes me kind of scary about the fact that you just said it was heavier, Xbot, because
Mhm.
not wanting to brag or anything, but I will. I did see this thing in the flesh at E3 a month
Oh,
or so ago, so a couple months ago.
so
But
I went to E3.
yeah,
Go
well,
ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
But obviously you couldn't pick the damn thing up. So now that you've picked it up and you felt that it's heavier, it comes with that vertical stand. The 2 terabyte model, correct me if I'm wrong, people, is the only one that comes with that vertical stand in the box. So aren't you kind of scared putting it upright if it's so much heavier?
Well, the thing is, on the stand, it's like the stand has like 3 tiers to it. It has the bottom really wide, kind of thin tier. Then it elevates a little bit, and it's got a slightly elevated rectangle. And then right underneath the system, right when you put the stand in, is another block, and this block goes right up against the bottom of your 1S, and it's fairly sturdy. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want anybody like playing indoors baseball around it or anything like that. But
No, damn it! I was gonna freaking grab the mitten and stop throwing the ball around. Damn.
but yeah, no, like it's surprisingly sturdy for the size
Yeah.
of the stand itself. But it does go out wide, and they do use that type of structure, that 3 tiered structure with it, and it does look like it looks really good, and it is fairly stable. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the most
Whew.
stable thing in the world, like, because you probably use a pyramid type form for that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
But it is a stable stand. They did a good job with the design. With look and functionality.
So in our YouTube chat, Beastfire agrees with you on your assessment, Xbot. He says, "Not at all. Mine's vertical thing is quality." So
Nice
thank
beast.
God, because I was gonna try to put mine vertical and keep it like that. And if it was anything like that PS2 stand from back in the day, I used to keep my PS2 vertical, and that PS2 stand, that thing was not very good. But PS2 was a great console, but the stand that right out of the gate, terrible.
Yeah, no. I
I don't
think
think I got a stand with mine. Sorry to
Uh,
interrupt you.
for the
it's all right.
PS2.
Yeah, I still
Yeah,
have my PS2. The thing works still.
no,
It's
I don't
quality.
think the standing come with it. I think I bought it afterwards.
Um,
Yeah, no, that
Sorry
system
about that.
is real quality. My fat one still works even to this day. It's crazy. Um,
Anyway, continue, Xbot.
No. When you said that about the PS2, the first thing that came to my mind was PlayStation 2 is like indestructible, man. That
yeah,
system and my original Xbox, like my original Xbox went through hell, absolute hell, and that sucker always worked. And on my brother's side, he had the PS2, and in turn, it went through the same thing, and I believe it's still working to this day. So shout out for the construction on those two things, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, but other than the Xbox One S getting good reviews for packing in all this stuff in such a compact box or whatnot, what made news was the fact that Microsoft, prior to the launch of this thing, was kind of downplaying the improvements on the quality of the games that aren't, HDR. So not Forza Horizon 3 or Gears for this year, but other games, games that were already out on the Xbox One that played a certain way. They were kind of downplaying the fact that they would play any better, but lo and behold, there has been an analysis by Eurogamer.net, very famous Games website. You guys should check out their stuff there. They're pretty good usually. They did, some benchmarking, some analysis, and lo and behold, this thing does have greater power. I don't know how people didn't think about this because to me, I was thinking, how are they going to get 4K output and HDR capability if the thing doesn't improve at all? They're going to use the same damn hardware to get improvements like that. It didn't make any sense to me. So you can see now, and I know XBot, you're the perfect person to have on to talk about this because you're huge into AMD Polaris architecture and all of the architecture of these chips and everything. So you can see the GPU clock is up to 914 megahertz from 853, and same CPU, but the compute performance is up to 1.4 teraflops instead of 1.31, which people don't think is a big deal. But in some games that are frame rate unlocked, they're getting 9 frames per second more, on average on this stuff. So, for you, Xbot, are you surprised by it, or did you see the writing on the wall and they were kind of downplaying it for no reason, or what did you think?
Well, the upclock, I mean, that's definitely for the 4K streaming and stuff like that. I mean, we're looking at like zero point 0.1 T flops. I think it's kind of like a two-handed thing. I think one thing was, the kind of like the newer chipset, just having newer parts inside the console itself was going to give it a boost anyway, and it's probably cheaper than what they were using, from the
3 years
beginning of the
ago, yeah,
generation.
definitely.
But other than that, I mean, you're looking at 0.1. You said like maybe 9 frames per second, depending. Like it has to depend on whether or not those frames, like you said, are unlocked or and stuff like that. So it's not like a huge bump. It is basically like Microsoft has said it's basically like what you have on your X1. And when you listen to people, you know, especially people that are talking to the public, words are picked very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did expect like maybe a slight bump, and this is right around that slight bump. But I don't think it's anything major, anything to write home to mom about kind of
Mm-hmm.
deal.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yep, I'm with you on that. Um, like 9 frames per second on one observed game. I think 9 frames per second on games that usually run 60. That's a kind of a big deal, but that's not on every game. Kind of like
No.
what you were alluding to, Xbot. It's really a case by case situation. First of all, it's got to be frame rate unlocked, which not all games are. Only a fraction are. So you're knocking out all the ones that are frame locked, such a Tomb Raider, for instance. Even though it does have a few dips, but um, you know, for all intents and purposes, a lot of these games are frame rate locked. So it's got to be frame rate unlocked, number one, and number two, it's got to react well to this new overclocked hardware. So yeah, I don't want to like you, Xbot. I don't want to kind of overblow this as a huge improvement, but at the same time, you know, I'm wondering if people are like getting upset because they didn't advertise a performance bump, and for me, it's kind of like, oh wow, it's an added bonus. Like they didn't advertise it, and I just get this added goodies. Like, ooh, thanks for the
Well,
extra goodies.
I mean, here's the clear reason why they didn't advertise it that much. It's because they didn't want Digital Foundry to crap on it.
Right.
Because Digital Foundry would have found something that they would have said and twisted it around to make it look like garbage. That's what they
Yep.
always do.
Well, dude, they would do that no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right, Xbot.
Well,
But
Digital
the thing
Foundry-
is, though, just imagine, though, like if Phil Spencer said, or Aaron Greenberg said, or Mike Ybarra said, then Digital Foundry would be like, well, Phil Spencer said this, and this is what we found. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yep.
By putting it out on the line, like you're saying, clowns, they're opening themselves up for criticism. Whereas by not putting it there, it can only be praise. Like I don't see why people are complaining on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of people, complaining about it on Twitter. What are you complaining about? The fact that you get an added bonus? Like, can you imagine if you got your paycheck and be like, oh, I'm only supposed to make $16 an hour. I got 17 this week. Fuck.
Yep.
Like, Jesus, man.
But see, I think it was a really smart move. This time, Microsoft PR did the right thing, and they just let it go the way it was, and like the media loved it. Like Eurogamer loves it, and that's awesome.
Sassy, you were gonna say something, bud?
Well, I was going to say something earlier, but I wonder since some games are running like really good or better on the Slim, I can only imagine what they're going to be like on the Scorpio next year.
Very good point. Very good point. Because these frame rate unlocked games, are still going to be playable on the Scorpio, right? Because
Yep.
Scorpio is not a new hardware generation. So what's going to happen? These games that are getting 9/5 more with zero point 0.1 teraflop an increase. What's going to happen when they get a 4 times the teraflop increase?
I, I,
Um,
th- I was gonna say when it comes to that, I think Microsoft does know the deal with that, and when it comes down to it, I think they'll suggest to the developers and stuff like that to do something to kind of like make it equal at least on the frames per second. If
Mhm.
you have more visuals and stuff like that, that's all well and good on the Scorpio, right? But frames per second, if you are a competitive type gamer, is very important. I
Right.
know PC gamers drop the resolution of a lot of games just to make sure their FPS is the steadiest it can be.
Absolutely.
All right, so I think Microsoft knows the deal. You have gamers that are in control of the Xbox division. They are thinking about this stuff. I think they'll put something in place to where the frames can't go so high. Instead of that, maybe go back into your assets and bump up your texture resolution on the Scorpio instead. You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah. So I think for a majority of the console people that are in the 60 frames and under category, because you're not getting console games at like 144 frames per second, 144 hertz like you are on PC. I think people, by and large, would rather see an increase in visuals and an increase in frame rate for for the games that are played on consoles. That's not to say like Call of Duty or Battlefield, like FPS games, but like action adventure games, like for Witcher 3, for instance. I'm not wanting above 30 frames per second if Witcher 3 is gonna like blow my mind and cause my eyeballs to explode on the quality of visuals.
Yeah.
Um, I want those cinematic kinds of games to still stay at the 30 FPS, but at the same time, like if Scorpio is gonna improve something, give me better textures, lighting, shading, all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's actually what I'm looking forward to is those visual upgrades. And then when you said lighting, lighting is a huge deal in video games. And with DirectX 12, you can have usually a video game when it's developed has about 4 key light sources. With DirectX 12, you could like quadruple that no problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right. So I can't wait to see those games, made with the tools from DirectX 12 and seeing all those like different light sources, the bump in texture res
Hmm.
and stuff like that, the quality of the actual assets of the graphics, not the overall resolution.
Hmm. Absolutely. Um, who didn't speak? Taylor, do you have any thoughts on this increase? Is it's not a huge increase? It's not a big deal to you?
I mean, it's just like they add a little bonus because it's not for all games, but some games are improving a little bit. So it's not. It's a good thing they didn't advertise it because they would have gotten a lot of backlash
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I mean, they did the smart thing by not saying anything about it.
Hmm.
Uh, but
Are
it's
you?
just I don't understand why people are complaining.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think a lot of first of all, you have extremists that pick either one piece of plastic or the other, and they're going to
Yeah.
complain about everything. They're going to nitpick every little thing down to a T. And then the other people are complaining. I don't think they realize that it's not that major of a thing. You see what I'm saying? They
Yep.
Yeah.
just they hear the keyword T, like they hear T flops and teraflops, and they
Hmm.
hear an improvement. And since this generation T flops are everything, um, they hear an improvement. They're not really educated on what's going on with that whole thing, and they're like, "Well, that's better. Why?" And they just don't know.
Hmm. So Crap Gamer kind of quantifies it a little bit in our YouTube chat. He says up to an 11% increase per Digital Foundry. Um, so 11% of a 60 FPS game is really only like 6 to 7 FPS, not 9. But Eurogamer did say 9. I can't remember what game they said 9 on, but they did say 9 on one game.
No, I
Um,
gotta check. There's somebody I watch on YouTube. His name is NX Gamer. I gotta see if he does anything in terms of this. NX Gamer is the Digital Foundry without all the Digital Foundry BS. Like he says good about games no matter what platform and stuff when he does the analysis. He says bad about games no matter what platform when he does the analysis. I gotta see if he really goes in on the hardware on this, but he's a real good source. He's a real good channel to check out if you're tired of Digital Foundry.
That's awesome.
If you're
Yeah.
tired of biased people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, she came out and said it. The B
Shots
word.
fired.
The B word. Yeah.
And now I get sued.
Yeah. No, don't sue us. No, she didn't say that. I'll edit it out. So yeah, anything else about the Xbox One S power before we move on to Assassin's favorite topic,
No.
which is Batman?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Overwatch.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
God.
no, Overwatch is
Don't get me
low.
started with that.
Overwatch is dead. Mooch was right.
No, no,
Yep,
it is definitely not dead. I was playing the
Yep.
other night. It was great.
Hashtag block them all.
That's right. Mooch is right. Mooch Swami knows.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Mooch is taking over.
Funny you say that.
I don't know if Mooch has played Batman, but tell us in the chat if you have Mooch. Batman Telltale's out. The first episode only. And it's got a few things different with it compared to other Telltale games. One of the things we talked about last week on the podcast, which they've dramatically changed, we'll get to that in a second. But our, correspondent Telltale person, ZPCI Assassin, please tell us about this game. No spoilers, please. And tell us what you think.
Well, I'm going to spoil it a lot right now.
No.
No. It takes place in Gotham, and there's Batman. Now I just totally ruined it for you.
Oh, man, dude.
But yeah, this first episode is really good. I'm not gonna say no spoilers, but it definitely set up for future episodes, which it got me interested in it. And then they added a few things, like there was one part where you had to plan out like an attack on some people, and then they give you like 2 different options, sometimes 3, I believe, and how you can do it, and they're kind of brutal. And then when you get to these crime scenes, like you have to like link certain things with each other, and then they like, if you play like the Arkham games, they, or at least Arkham Knight, it kind of shows what kind of happened a little bit, which is very interesting, and I like that a lot.
So
Game is good, man. It's great.
Yeah. It's very
okay,
good.
clowns, continue this discussion. Tell us are you echoing the sentiments of Assassin, or do you have other thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm echoing Assassin. Like, for me, my personal experience, like, I felt like it started a little bit slow, but I understand everything completely because besides Batman, there's Bruce Wayne. We know Bruce Wayne's not as exciting as Batman. So, but you got to get to know the characters in Gotham and how they play into the series. So, you play as Bruce Wayne and you meet these characters and how they evolved into his life and stuff, and it's like a backdrop. And then at the beginning you get a little bit of Batman action, at the end you get a lot of Batman action. So I mean, it's really cool, man. I definitely suggest pick up the whole thing.
Yep.
So if you buy the whole thing ahead of time right now, how much is it?
It's 30, I believe.
30. And the
Which
first
is probably the retail price anyway. I
Right.
would imagine, right?
Right. And the first chapter is
$5.
5. Okay. So are they gonna have 6 on this, or are they gonna have?
5.
They're gonna only have 5, huh?
Yep.
That's fine though. I mean, 5 is good. The Minecraft thing's I think getting long in the tooth, to be honest with you. Even though the Minecraft one is really good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Minecraft, like the first few episodes weren't that great. They started getting good when they added them.
Really? Because I love the first couple.
No, I thought they
mean,
were good too, Inferno.
They weren't like the best, but it's like I forget how many episodes they had in the beginning, like 5. It's like for the end of the story. It's just like, okay, that's
Right.
fun.
Nice.
I mean, I'm a sucker for Telltale. Like, I love all their stuff, but
Mhm.
I thought Minecraft was great, and I think Batman's fantastic. Batman's probably going to be up there with Wolf Amongst Us.
Nice.
Oh, I absolutely love that one. Wolf Amongst Us. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Yep.
When it comes to Batman, like I didn't get a chance to play it, but I watched reviews, I've seen gameplay and stuff like that, and it seems to me like, first of all, I love the whole Bruce Wayne aspect, having to go out there as Bruce Wayne and make those decisions. You know, that can affect the story. It seems like a more in-depth like Batman environment. But with like the interrogations and stuff like that, it seems like you're picking between three Batmans. You can either be Christian Bale, you could be Ben Affleck, or in some cases you could be Adam West. It just seems
Nice.
really cool. It
Yes.
seems like it's for a Batman fan. That is for sure.
Well, Xbot, I gotta say, what I really love about this is that you got the Bruce Wayne, you got the Batman, you got the Catwoman, you got the Selena Kyle, you got the Harvey Dent as the DA, which is all in the comic books, and they even brought in Carmine Falcone, which really like set this off for me because they could have done it without him. Like they didn't need him as like a main, a bad dude in the game, but the fact that he's in there and they threw all these characters in
That
there,
just gets you, man. You're
it
Falcone here.
does, man. It's like cherry on top of the cake,
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they, Telltale sometimes goes in their own direction on some of these franchises they pick up and, doesn't stay necessarily like 100% true to the franchises, but it's cool to hear the stuff you're talking about, Clowns, that they've like stayed kind of close for, for the diehard people that are fans of the comics and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're a diehard fan, the only thing that's going to throw you off a little bit is that Cobblepot has like an Australian accent. But other than that, that's no big deal. You get over that.
Right.
Couple of minutes, you're over it.
Right. Taylor, have you checked out the Batman Telltale, or are you a fan of Telltale games in general? I don't even know this about you.
I am a fan of them. I just haven't played them myself because I usually haven't been. Assassin.
What?
I'm only 18.
Let her finish.
So you can
I
get like
just
the
got a job
bundle for
recently.
like $10.
Just
like,
kidding.
on a
I've had a
sale.
job since I was like 16, but I didn't make a lot of money at them. But I watch Achievement Hunter play them all the time. That's how I played my games essentially. Is I would watch them through Achievement Hunter. And they played a lot of Telltale games. Like they will do Let's Watch series and stuff. And they're interesting. Definitely. I'll probably end up picking up a Batman one, but not right now. I gotta save money up for reasons.
Right. So Taylor mentioned watching Achievement Hunter do the playthroughs and stuff, and we talked last week about that crowd play that is completely disintegrated. Am I right, Assassin? What is can you update us on the status of the crowd play? Do you know the details that have kind of evolved in the past week?
Since the launch or before the launch? Because I wasn't following it.
Okay, so let's recap. Before the launch, it was up to 2,000 people watching in a browser window, voting on your actions. You could either vote and have that action be completed as the crowd, or you could vote. Then the player sees the vote of the crowd and then can choose whether or not to go with the crowd or not. So, do you know what it is now?
No.
It is only 12 people.
Wow.
And it is
That's a
not
big
online
difference.
anymore. It's only local.
Wow.
Wow.
So much for that crowd play. I guess the crowd is, your dogs and cats, Assassin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
it would
Why
be
not?
interesting because they sleep like 90% of the day.
Oh, you're not getting through the game then. They're not going to vote. You can't get anywhere.
Darn.
So,
Oh well.
They can throw nectarines at you though.
They can.
True, but
That's amazing.
Also,
That is absolutely amazing, by the way.
we're pretty sure Xbot that Assassin's trained his cats to throw out nectarines at him. But,
Well,
so, oh, good.
this time it's sticking 13 mice under the stove.
Oh, that's
Toy
good.
mice, not real mice.
Oh, toy mice. Okay,
Okay.
good. I was going to say,
Oh.
Jesus, that's disgusting.
So you're gonna have plastic burning smells. Good.
Wow.
No, they're not really plastic, but yeah.
Wow.
I don't even want to
Good.
ask.
Yeah,
We
me
could leave it
neither.
at that.
Me neither. Yeah,
They're
let's
like- They're just like little tiny
Next topic. Yeah.
mice things. I don't know, like normal dog
They're
toys.
like the cloth ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's even worse.
Those will catch on
those
fire.
catch fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't have a gas, whatever stove. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so that's the story about the Telltale thing, the crowd play. Totally dropped the ball on that. They were going to add that to future games and stuff. I think they still are. But yet, you can only have 12 people max in the same room. Can you imagine people like huddling together to watch people play this shit and being like on their phones, be like, vote now? Wouldn't you just tell them? Wouldn't you just tell them like you're in the same room? Oh, do this, Pick B. No, go on your phone, hit B, and then the voting results go. Come on.
Well, if they told them, like, even though it's 12 people, it turned into an episode of The Price is Right when somebody's trying to figure out the price of something. You just have everybody yelling at you constantly, man.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You gotta look for your cousin in the audience, like, oh, what'd you say? All right, I'll go with that one.
What should I do? What should I do? What letters should I pick on Wheel of Fortune? R should I pick? R's already won on
three.
Nice. All right, so that's Batman Telltale. Look out for it. It's actually, from everything I've seen too, it actually looks really, really good. And if you're a fan of Telltale games, you're gonna love it anyway. So.
Well, Deus Ex is coming out soon, so.
That's true. Deus Ex on the 23rd.
Batman's better.
What?
Than Deus Ex?
Yeah.
No,
I tried that backwards compatible one.
No.
So bad.
No.
Like, oh,
this new one's phenomenal. I'm getting it day one.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm a big Deus Ex fan. I love the world. So
you'll love it.
Hey, did you guys get an awesome message from Reezy as well? Because I'm about to announce the message I got.
No.
What do you say?
It's an 8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines, 7 equal signs, a D, a period, a smirk face, and then like a star.
Huh.
Okay. Thank you, Reezy, for your digital.
Sounds like Sanskrit. I think he's writing in Sanskrit, man.
So, Assassin, should I be nice about it, or should I send this to some friends of ours?
He's been sending that like nonstop in all of our group chats and stuff.
Okay.
That's funny.
I'll give him a pass then.
Is that a sideways picture of Gonzo? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it could be. All right, next topic here. Assassin's actual non-favorite topic. Actually, probably one of his least favorite games on the console. Overwatch is getting some DLC, or got some rather. So now there's a bunch of Olympic-themed shit. To be quite blunt about it, sprays, some costumes and stuff, some
maps.
No maps. No maps. No.
That would make too much sense.
Modes.
How
about
they
modes?
want money.
No modes.
Nope,
no,
nope.
still
All right,
a little bare on the modes.
Pass.
Yeah, still a little bare on the modes. But yeah, so a bunch of cosmetic stuff, sprays, emotes, victory poses, highlights, all this kind of stuff. They got that Lucio Ball game that's essentially Mooch's favorite rocket cars. What does he call it? Soccer cars, Rocket League. Soccer
That's the name
cars.
of it. It's no longer Rocket League anymore. It is Soccer Cars from here on out. Everybody knows this.
So it's got a mode like that where you can play like that, and my dog is making noise over here in the background. And so yeah, anyone interested in this DLC, or should we just move on?
Just move on.
Ew.
100 new cosmetic items, guys.
Yeah, but you have to pay for them all.
No, you do not. You can get them in the loot boxes.
Yeah, you get them
Basically, you have to
randomly.
pay for them all.
No way, Assassin. You're just a hater. You know that
Hater. It takes you like 60 years to level up. And then you get for me, I get a bunch of sprays to put on the fucking wall. And then it's like, oh, well, you can pay $1 for one.
Look at this. Look at these outfits. Lucio and Tracer, they're all in their race gear. And
If I want a game that I'm going to get into where they have multiple outfits and stuff like that, I'm going to buy DOA 5. All right, you got a bunch of outfits per people. You can pick and grab them as you wish, not completely random and stuff like that. And yes, I've gotten into Dead or Alive again. So that
I saw that. I saw you were playing some DOA.
Yeah, me and K Mega, we were talking on Twitter all day. We're going back and forth with Bruce Lee gifs, Last Dragon gifts with the glow and stuff, telling each other we're gonna, I'm gonna win. He's like, no, I'm gonna win. Just going back and forth all day. So I was like, why not live stream it?
You guys are outrageous. All right, so screw the Overwatch stuff. We're on to the next topic.
Yes.
EA apparently likes where the hardware is going, likes this blurring of the lines between console generations, likes these incremental upgrades. EA thinks it's great for the industry. The PS4 Neo and the Xbox One Scorpio thinks it's an amazing thing. And to sum it up for you people, what they essentially said is that they like it because of the fact that now it's just going to make the community grow in size instead of splintering it off. So they're imagining like Battlefield 4, instead of when Battlefield 6 comes out, if it's on the same quote unquote console generation, all those people are going to get in the same community. It's not going to split them off because, some people are getting it on 360, some people are getting it on One, that kind of thing. So now if Xbox One is, just one big community, then you're just going to keep everyone together for longer because there's not another console generation coming out. So that's essentially what they're saying when they're praising it. So you guys agree with this, or I know Xbox,
yeah.
you got some strong stuff to say about this.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with it. You got to remember, like EA and Microsoft have a fairly good working relationship. I'm pretty sure Microsoft has told them, stuff about their plans for the future in console gaming, and I know, again, I'm probably going to get a hit for this, but I am still on thinking that the Scorpio will be modular and it will be upgradable. I'm not talking like opening up the console and pulling stuff out like I've heard, a few people say. Even Phil said, the Scorpio is pretty much, it's not going to come with a screwdriver.
Nice.
But if you could like unplug something, pull it out, or maybe plug in something, but I'm thinking more of like pull a section out, put the new section in. It has like new GPU or new eight. Like I just see this happening. All right, and I think EA knows what's going on with the future in Microsoft because they kind of work fairly closely together. It is true about segmenting the community as well. It does, in fact, just make it grow more. You don't have to go out and get the Scorpio. The games will still run on your 1S, will still run on your original X1, and it's if you want it. It's choices.
I agree with pretty much everything you've said, Xbot. Very well put, sir.
Thank you.
This is why we have the big guests on the show over here. So, Assassin, you're starting to say something. You want to throw in a few words about this?
I just think it's a good idea because then, like, for instance, like Call of Duty Ghosts, no one liked that game. It was no one like played it, and if they had, the 360 could play with the one players, I mean, the game would have been bigger-ish, and yeah, I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, like EA is just seeing, the games they kind of put out, the Titanfalls, the Battlefields, these multiplayer games have a huge audience. Battlefield, for people like wartime shooters, people view Battlefield as the best. The best all-around package. And if they're going to release a new one on a new system, they don't want to fragment that community. They want everyone to be able to play together and keep the game stronger. Because multiplayer, Battlefield, isn't necessarily just multiplayer only. But let's not kid ourselves. It's multiplayer only. Oh, there's something.
What did you do, Inferno?
They caught you, Inferno. Run.
Quick,
Run.
I gotta go. I'm being swatted. No.
Wow, dude.
No, but like what I was saying about the multiplayer thing, like essentially multiplayer games are all about how long the community lasts. Like what we're seeing with Evolve going free to play. Like the only reason it happened is because the community dried up. It wouldn't be free to play if the community was as strong as Halo. Same thing with Overwatch, what you're starting to see on consoles. Like I love Overwatch. I'm not gonna knock it. But I mean, what you guys have been saying are fair knocks against it, and it is, making the community a lot smaller. But if a lot of people play it, it would be stronger. Obviously, I don't have to say that, but
Inferno, one thing I don't get about Overwatch, just to bring this back real quick, is a lot of people went in and bashed Halo 5 at launch for what they called lack of content. And 343 came out and said that they will be adding, DLC maps, stuff like that, modes and everything, on a month by month basis. And they got bashed for it. But when it came to Overwatch, Overwatch had less content than Halo 5 did at launch. I'm sorry, it did.
Absolutely.
All right, and it didn't really. There was such a difference in what the media was portraying with like these two titles.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, part of it is because of Blizzard. I mean, we've talked about it on the show before. You put the Blizzard name on shit and it would sell, like literal shit. And yeah, like Halo is a big name, so I can't say that that's totally out of the realm of possibility that you put Halo the name on shit and it'll sell. But we've seen Halo games in the past that, have had the Halo name and they've sucked. Like that. What was that? That arcade one, that indie one, not indie, but that small
Spartan
one.
Assault.
Spartan Assault. Yeah, I mean that game was garbage. Did you like that one?
I played it for maybe 10 minutes and that was that. It didn't feel like Halo to me. It just felt like one of those weird games that just had that Halo graphic wrap around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't even though it was a smaller title, the guns didn't feel the way that they should. Just there was no impact, there was no power in that game.
Right.
My opinion.
So that's like what I'm saying here with the Halo thing. Halo's a big name, but it's been put on shit before, so people are a little skeptical. And when Bungie changed over to 343 for the Halo series, people were skeptical about that. Kind of like when Gears changed over to Coalition. Same thing, or Black Tusk, or whatever it's called at the time. But Blizzard has been very consistent. Like, people don't knock on Blizzard games, and I think that backing has made, that's why the press was so good on it. And the fact that it reminded us of games that people were very fond of back in the day, like Team Fortress 2 on the PC. I know some of us on this panel are too young for that. Assassin and Taylor. But Team Fortress 2 was like so amazing and really transcended the FPS even before Halo.
But see, Inferno, the thing is, like, okay, I get the whole thing with Blizzard and all that stuff, but where's the content? They're coming out with, like, sprays and costumes and stuff.
Yep.
Where are the maps? Where are the modes? Where's the content that everybody told me is coming because it's quote-unquote Blizzard?
No, you're right. You're right. I'm with you on it. If they hadn't come out with so many characters right out of the gate, I would be right there with you and probably abandoning it. But like I'm getting different gameplay almost every time I play because I'm experimenting with all these characters, and I know Mooch made a good point about this on his podcast on Crossfire that some people will go to 5 or 6 max, and then they'll whittle it down to 2 that they're good at, and then eventually down to only 1 probably that they pretty much main on attack and defense, so 2 total, but 1 on each side. And then, having all those characters really doesn't matter, right? It's the same thing with fighting games. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had like a bajillion players selectable, but most people only played with like 6. So
it's a lot of characters.
I don't know. Well, I'm a big Marvel dude, so like I was in that Marvel side of it, switching them up constantly. So,
yeah.
But that's me. I grew up on Marvel comic books. My dad used to collect them. So
there you go. So I don't even know how we got to this.
Leave it up to Xbot, man.
we left Overwatch, then we went to the Scorpio thing. We went back to Overwatch. Bring us back, Assassin. What did you think? EA's got the right idea. You definitely want this. I know you said that you were for it because of the segmenting of the industry, but at the same time, do you think they're not going to abandon older stuff soon enough? That's kind of like what the fear of a lot of people is.
Well, there's going to be a time where some piece of technology is going to be left behind. I don't know how soon, but it's going to be left behind sooner or later.
Right, kind of like with PCs. Like, people that are console players don't really understand this whole thing as much as PC people do. PC people very much understand that, like, at this graphics card, you're screwed for any future games. Like, time to upgrade your graphics. You got a GTX like 500 series, you're screwed for the games of today. That kind of thing. Well, the console players, like, there's been so like the delineation of generations has been so obvious that it's kind of like, oh well, I know my friggin' GameCube games don't work on my NX or whatever because it's 3 console generations later or whatnot. So I don't know. Clowns or Taylor on this? You guys think this is a good idea?
Okay.
Is Clowns
Yeah,
an
I think it's a
idea?
good idea. I don't know.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I think it's a good idea because it keeps the community bigger. It keeps the community growing. It's not people that are just getting the Xbox One aren't gonna be left behind because a new console came out and they can't play the same games anymore.
Right.
So the community can only grow from that.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the OG Xbox One is gonna get left behind. That's just what happens.
Is it better? Is it almost better on that point, Taylor? Is it almost better if it is supported, but you put it in and realize that it sucks, or is it better if they just flat out say, okay, it's not supported anymore?
I would say it's better just to say put it in and realize that it's not good anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because then at least you know that it's time to start saving to get the upgraded version.
Right.
That way you don't just have to, oh well, I can't get any new games on this anymore because they stop being production for them.
Right. Right.
This way you have some time to save up and to switch over.
Right. Yeah, I mean, PCs, like, you look at a PC games and it's like minimum specs, and if you don't have that, you're screwed. But I think console gamers, if they saw minimum specs Xbox One S and they were like, oh my gosh, you're leaving my Xbox One behind. Oh god, my fat Xbox isn't gonna work. Whereas they get the game at home and they put it into, or they see a reviewer put the game in the Xbox One, and they're like, see, this really sucks. Like, you're gonna be able to play this, but it's like 20 frames per second, not 60 on the Scorpio. I almost think that's better, honestly. As crazy as that is.
But with games being made on the Universal Windows platform, that's going to happen. It's going to take a lot longer for that to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Because the platform actually scales up and down according to your hardware. So, like, when you use frames per second, I can't really see the drop in frames per second, but visual effects. You'll have lower res textures, not as pretty lighting effects, less particle effects. Keep on kind of going down from there,
Yeah,
but it'll take a lot longer.
exactly. So yeah, I think EA is in the right mindset here. I think it's the way it's going. Xbot, you obviously think it's the way it's going. You've voiced your opinion on many a podcast, not only your own, but a bunch of other podcasts as well about the architecture of the Polaris and all this goodness. And I don't want to go into it right now. No offense, Xbot, because we're already
We
pushing
could go
time,
another
but
3 hours, man.
yeah,
Let's do
exactly.
this.
Exactly. So I think we'll move off this, but definitely people let us know on Twitter, either individually or at 4GwQ Podcast, about what you guys think about EA's idea about this being great for the industry, whether or not you guys like it or not, because I know some people are going to hate it. So definitely want to hear your opinions on this kind of stuff. All right. So last topic that I really have for the show, which is going to probably be a quick one because I don't think anyone's actually played it, is Happy Dungeons. Okay, first, before I get into what Happy Dungeons is, did anyone play Happy Wars?
Unfortunately, yes.
Don't say
Yeah.
that was a good game, dude. You just don't have skill. That's all. It was a great
Skill. I have tons
Uh,
of skill.
I like the art style to it. I like the quirkiness of
I mean,
the atmosphere, but
game. Happy
when it came
Wars
down
is
to
like
it,
putting
eh.
on that good Spartan uniform and going out there and just killing people.
No.
Free to play,
No.
Assassin.
So?
And you get
Wow.
to spin a Happy Wheel every so often. to
Happy
get free
Wheel,
items.
Assassin.
I don't think I'm going to be happy spinning that wheel.
That
Maybe
rhymes with.
now with background music, it might be a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
You can play, dude. You can play your Happy Dungeons or your Happy Wars and have the 300 soundtrack going on in the background.
Or
Oh,
his Nickelback.
Or Nick.
Some
There you go.
some Skyrim crap. I mean, not crap, but
Wow. Taylor, have you ever played Happy Wars?
I didn't. I watched Achievement Hunter play though.
Okay, so you know what it is. You're very familiar.
Yes.
Well, this is kind of like Happy Wars, except not really. This is kind of like an RPG co-op kind of thing, not really like, P2P multiplayer, PvP multiplayer. So let me kind of read the description here. So it says, grab a pad and enjoy the witty, upbeat storyline that's never short of a surprise, all set within a bizarre world overflowing with comical characters. It says, cut loose in dungeons with up to 4 friends in Happy Dungeons, the cooperative action RPG that's just made for multiplayer gaming. So the focus is really on like co-op. It's not really, like I said, with PvP. So cool, not cool, better now than Happy Wars. What do you guys think?
No.
Come on, man.
Sounds like a better overall premise than what they did with Happy Wars. I know the kids actually really liked Happy Wars. I used to play it on the 360 with my oldest. He goes by the name Mad Skills. I call him Justin. His name is Justin. But yeah, like we played Happy Wars. He really liked it. I was kind of like, but I was spending quality time with him, so it made it more fun. But with like that more RPG style, I did watch a couple trailers on it. It does seem to be a little more fleshed out with like different abilities and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if I would jump in just because Happy Wars was just kind of like meh to me, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think the biggest fan of Happy Wars here was Clowns, actually.
Oh, I used to love that game on the 360, man. Like, you go on there, if you're having a bad day, you just kill a whole bunch of little kids. You know?
Wow,
Jesus.
that just sounds really
Wow,
bad.
yeah, that sounded pretty bad.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
know
I'm
whose
gonna grab
idea that
quote
was
later from
actually.
this podcast.
To this day, that kid Yep I'm Hate It still does that. He says he loves
Goes
to.
on Happy Wars.
Yeah, mess with little kids. That's where I got the
Yeah.
saying from. We
That's
used to play
funny.
it together. Yep.
Yeah,
That's how he's on Smite too.
nice. Yeah, we've played with Hayden before on Happy Wars. He was pretty into it. I remember when you could like transfer your account over from Happy Wars 360 to Happy Wars Xbox One, and he was like going ape shit on kids because he was like so overpowered. I was like, dude, how did you get this stuff? Like, how did you? He's like, dude, I used to play this so many hours.
Killing kids.
Oh man. So no one's looking forward to this. It's now in game preview. It's free. On
Yeah, I'm
Xbox
gonna
One.
Oh,
play
if
it,
it's
dude.
free,
I'm gonna
okay.
check it out.
Yeah, it is.
All of a sudden, it said the F word, and everybody's like, "What? Free? Oh,
free,
really?
free. Oh, okay.
Happy Wars was free as well, so
Yeah, exactly.
That was
got
amazing, yeah.
microtransactions, I
Didn't know about
believe.
That's it. Microtransactions, baby. Assassin, what'd you say, bud? I didn't hear you.
Nothing. It's nothing. No one else has microtransactions. A lot of Overwatch. And that
And-
game's
Oh
crap.
wow.
and-
So they have something in
And
common.
Rainbow Six and Halo 5
Yeah.
and
Well, Halo 5 is an example of
Uh-oh.
microtransactions done right. I was waiting for
Yeah.
that. Inferno, man. You fed me with that one.
DOA.
listen.
man,
this is the thing though. Like, yeah. So I mean, I'm just joking around with you, Expo, obviously, but microtransactions can be a good thing. Like in Halo, I think it's great.
Exactly. I didn't spend a single dime, and I have everything.
Right.
So,
Right.
go ahead, Assassin. Tell me about my hours again. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
All right, cool.
All right. Apparently, no one cares about Happy Dungeons. Go grab it. It's in game preview. It's free. You might as well.
It's free.
No,
Go
it also
play.
should be free.
Hold on, let me check my wallet. I have enough money for that price.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me too.
There you
You
go.
got an Xbox One S? It's free. Go play.
Wow. All right. Well, that's kind of the end of the show, I think. Let me just shout out one more time our 100th episode giveaway, which will probably be in a couple weeks. It's not going to be next week, I don't think, because I'm not going to be here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pretty much any day, but Monday and Tuesday. So we want to do it on a regular day so we get our regular audience, and I definitely want to be there. So 100th episode giveaway. We're doing $100 gift card, Xbox One, PS4. Steam. I guess if you want the Nintendo Store credit for your virtual console stuff, do that too if you want. So check out the details. It's going to be through Gleam. So check out the details on our Twitter, which is twitter.com/4GwQPodcast. And yeah, all of us individually probably retweeted as well. So look out on our individual Twitters, follow us. for updates about the show and updates about ourselves. And I like to think we're pretty cool people. So you're gonna want to follow us definitely. I mean,
Um,
right?
I mean, I
one other
complain a
thing
lot.
is,
Wow, this is
one
Four
other,
Guys. Who wouldn't want to follow Four
yeah,
Guys?
yeah. I
Really?
mean, definitely follow Four Guys. Of
Nice.
course, of course. But you know what? I want to give a shout out to somebody that I've been talking to off and on Twitter, and I've talked to him back in the day in MySpace. His name is the Real Genovese. Really cool cat. He's got an album on iTunes called My America. It never hit mainstream press because Universal dropped the label, but he had a lot of big DJs on his album. Real cool guy, real straight from the heart, straight from New York, straight from the streets. Real good dude. I talked to him. Go listen to him.
Clowns, let's get a link to that in the description after the show, all right, bud?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and we'll probably have a link to the giveaway too in our show notes afterwards too. Gleam giveaway. So definitely check that out. Xbot, you want to go ahead and shout out all the ways that we can get in touch with you, bro?
Yeah, like I said before, man, I keep it simple. I'm Xbot448 across the board. Definitely check out my YouTube channel. I just got over 1,500 subscribers.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yo, it's not even about the subs. Like, I never thought when I started this that like so many people would want to hear what I had to say. You know, I definitely do the research and stuff like that, but I just wanted to put that common sense and that truth out there. And the community has been absolutely amazing with my channel. I mean, I can't say enough about these guys. Um, but yeah, on Twitter, Xbot448, YouTube channel, Xbot448. Every once in a while, I Twitch stream, but I've been doing more live streams on YouTube with my nice Elgato HD60.
Oh, excuse me.
I love that thing. It was a little. My last live stream, it was acting up a little bit. I think I got to pamper it a little bit more. You know, put a little pillow underneath it, let it know that it means something to me. But yeah, and definitely, definitely check out. I will be on Crossfire tomorrow on Mooch's channel tomorrow at 6-ish. I say 6-ish because we always get into conversations like behind the scenes and we start talking and stuff like that. And definitely Saturday, I call that the Gamers Block because we have next podcast with me, Oshnap Suckers, K Mega, Fooskies, the Don, Wendy when he can join. This Saturday, we're actually Mooch is taking over our podcast, which is going to be really awesome.
Nice.
And then, of course, you have like PTK Blam with the Shop. I absolutely love the Shop podcast. And then you have Game Time with GKB and She Wolf after that. So it's a really big day for those true gamers out there,
Absolutely. And next podcast is definitely top notch, guys. Definitely check it out. Definitely don't view them as competitors at all. Like, you guys over there do a really good show, and I check it out every week. So keep on doing that shit, dude. Keep on doing it.
I appreciate it, man. Tune in this Saturday. I got some surprises, man.
All right, absolutely. And for us, you can check us out on Twitter, like I said, Facebook. Assassin's been updating that, right, bud?
Sure.
Wow.
No, our site auto updates it, so he doesn't have to
So
do anything.
I've been doing a great job.
Yeah, good job.
Except somebody on there was talking to him, but he never responded since May. So.
Oh, come on, Assassin.
Okay, those messages never show up anywhere.
See, there we go.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm on the Windows 10 app. I'm on my phone. I'm on Google Chrome, Edge. Nowhere does it show messages.
Oh my god.
All right, well, check us out on there anyways. Facebook.com/4GuysReporters. Check out our website, 4GuysReporters.com. We've got some articles going up there. We got some reviews coming. Clowns did an awesome review of We Happy Few. You can check that out on his channel. What else? Oh, YouTube. If you're not watching this live, check out the video versions on YouTube. It's just 4GuysReporters is our handle there. Also, Twitch. We stream live on Twitch. Not only the show, but other gaming content. Assassin and Clowns have been streaming some Gears and Spelunky and stuff.
Clowns is a Gears fan now. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I like it. Is it the best series? No, but do I like it? Yes, I was wrong to say that.
As long as it's in the positive, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I was wrong to doubt Gears. I was wrong. So I do like it, and the Ultimate Edition is fantastic. I mean, that's just
There you
Oh,
go.
it's mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, and then follow us all individually on our channels that are listed below. Taylor's gonna stream tonight after this is all done, so check out her Twitch. Right, Taylor?
Yeah, I'll tweet out when I'm about to go live.
All right, cool. So follow her on Twitter and on Twitch. Check that out. And other than that, peace out, Cub Scouts. I know I said I'd never say that again, but I did, so I don't care.
I like it, man. Keep it.
See you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.